You're in the thick of it with Sammi, and I'm joined by Michelle and Stephen Barber, who have back to visit me again to talk some more about some of their amazing work that they do for our community. Welcome back, Stephen and Michelle.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sammi. Thanks for having us.
Now, you've just done so much fabulous stuff for the community. You know, the list is so massive, but after you went and saw Ate the Play and then decided to have the production for Midsumma 2013, and it was just wonderful. And as with Ate the Play, you need to donate money, you were saying. And you chose 3 organisations to donate that money to, didn't you, Michelle?
Yeah, we did. Joy 94.9, the Enough Campaign and Minus 18.
And you got to know through those organisations very well through, Stephen got you an amazing Christmas present, didn't he?
He did, the Taste of Radio course at Joy, and I did that in February last year.
Yeah. So, of course, now you can everyone can catch you regularly on Joy with Stand Up Straight, and you've met some wonderful people through that. And of course, you know, with all the wonderful work that you are doing, and of course at Midsumma this year, 2014, you produced an amazing production, which is still going. The rave reviews are just fabulous. Status the Play, and of course a lot of that has come out through you getting to know the Enough campaign, hasn't it?
Yeah, after Ate the Play, Brent Allen from Living Positive and the Enough campaign actually approached us to produce something for AIDS 2014, which is coming up real soon. And we had some ideas and concepts to put forward, but there was nothing concrete. We actually tried for another play, but we couldn't get the rights to it. And just through serendipitous moments, and that is my absolute favourite word, we actually met very talented Adam Gardner, who introduced us to Cameron Menzies, who actually transcribed and created the work.
Which,
that
of
Status
course,
is.
we ended up with this absolutely fabulous play, and it's really more than a play, isn't it? It's sort of like this collective of conversations and people talking about their history, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's also not. One of the things that surprised us seeing it up on stage was how moving it was, number one, but also some of the hysterical stories that people had, and hearing the audience laugh at things that perhaps they might not have thought that they should be laughing at. And that was probably one of the big surprises out of that. Very moving and emotional, as we always knew it was going to be.
And it's all about, it's pretty much real life stories about living, it's not just about living with HIV and the stigma involved with your status, but it's also about the lives of people around you and how they're affected by that, isn't it, Stephen?
Absolutely. We actually took a whole bunch of scenarios. So we wanted to dispel a lot of the myths and rumours about HIV and that stigma attached to it. And we interviewed people who cared for people with HIV. We actually interviewed straight people, parents of gay children. There was a whole range of interviewees, and their stories have been compiled and created into a dramatic piece with the talented work of Cameron Menzies.
And how was that for you, Michelle, you know, as the mum of a gay child, to listen to some of the stories of the parents and how that affected them? Yeah,
and it's kind of two schools of thought. It's that fear of what could potentially happen, being the mum of a gay son, and then also it kind of gave me more of a purpose around making sure people supported those living with HIV, and it kind of meant that I became maybe a bit more of an advocate, and in making it kind of normalising the conversation, bringing conversation out into spaces that would not perhaps have normally been where you had that discussion.
Well, that's right, and I think that's where the Enough campaign and so many other organisations and a lot of the work that you guys are doing has made this such an important work, and it's why it was so incredibly well received at Midsumma, was that a lot of people don't stop and realise that outing somebody's HIV status is as bad, and in a lot of cases worse, than outing someone's sexuality, because you know it has a similar, if not more devastating impact on how their lives are affected by it.
And it's no one else's business. It's not our business or anyone else's to tell anybody's story.
And one of the things that I guess has become a common thread for us is starting conversations, giving people a different way of thinking about a subject or something. Not saying anybody's right or wrong, but just giving you something different to think about. And that's one of the things with this. It is quite edgy, I will say that, but we don't want to lose the fact that this is humanistic. We are dealing with people's lives, and we will, people have heard things that aren't general conversation, and I know there's been some mixed responses to it, but we never want to lose sight that these belong to people.
I think one of the things that, I was so moved by the production, and there's so many different voices and the different aspects of it. And I remember having a conversation with you both as, having a nearly 12-year-old son, and I take him to a lot of stuff about, honestly, would you take a 12-year-old to see it? And there's no reason why you can't, but it's about real life. So of course there are some very adult situations that are actually faced and talked about, and that's what life's about. So it's something that definitely, if he had have been 15 or 16, he would have come with me and he would have absolutely enjoyed it, because it's a totally different mind space. But I loved the fact that it was just so real, and I think that's, to me, is what moved me the most.
And very intimate. It was a small space, and it made it very intimate, and I think that's why perhaps people were moved, maybe even more so, because they were
able
10
to
feet
share
away, and it was really close and very, very intimate.
So of course, with AIDS 2014 on our doorstep,
Yeah.
such an exciting thing. So the next step, we got to see the world premiere of this amazing collective. That's the next step, isn't it? Is being able to do it for...
It is. Status is actually a work in progress, and it's one of those things that I think the dynamics will change time and time again. We will in actual fact have a look at AIDS 2014, which comes up in July.
Yes.
And basically we're looking to actually take this beyond AIDS 2014. We believe this is a social impact study, so people get an idea of some of the prejudices that people have suffered through living with HIV.
Yeah, and it's just going to be absolutely amazing, and such a large world stage for this to actually be shown, with so many people coming to Melbourne for it as well. Of course, to put on a production of this size does take money at the end of the day, so where can people go if they're really committed about helping you back this?
Sure, statustheplay.com. We'd certainly welcome anybody that's interested in helping us back this and get it on the road.
And it's not just a financial, people that might be interested in helping with time and their energy and enthusiasm, so we'll welcome anyone.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with
Sammi.
me. It's just a pleasure to be around you. You inspire me every single day, and you're just amazing.
Thank you.
You've been in the thick of it with Sammi, with the gorgeous Michelle and Stephen Barber on Bent TV.